What's going on, everybody? I'm T, and today we've decided to do things a little different and give y'all a one-on-one perspective. We have our FGCU Syncere new alumni, so let's clap it up for her. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Just let us know your name, major, year of study, hometown, and maybe a fun fact about yourself.
Okay. Hey y'all, my name is Syncere, but people know me around campus as Sin. I recently graduated with a bachelor's in entrepreneurship and a minor in business management. I'm from the Miami, Florida 305, okay? And I was just the FGCU president for our chapter of SISTUHS Incorporated.
Okay, so moving forward, we're just going to ask you a couple questions, get to know you a little better for those who made connections with you or wanted to make connections with you. What are your current on-campus involvements as well as past on-campus involvements?
I was the vice president of Black Student Alliance. I was a prevention and wellness educator. I was the vice president of Gospel Praise and Salvation Ministry. I was the president of Commotion Dance Club. I was also an honors college mentor, and I had a lot of involvement, so I'm trying to see if I'm missing something. Let me go down the list. Oh, and I was also a part of TRIO. So I think that's everything.
Okay, and as you mentioned with being president of SISTUHS, what is SISTUHS and how does it differ from Greek life?
SISTUHS Incorporated is an organization for women, and we're basically, our goal is to empower the Black community, but specifically with our focus on women if possible. Just a food for thought, SISTUHS is an acronym, so whenever you type it out all letters, period. It stands for Strength, Initiative, Spirituality, Tenacity, Unity, Health, and Substance. And how we aim to empower the community is through mainly community service. We also do political activism. We're very big on educating the community and different developmental projects. And a very big aspect that we follow is sisterhood. So we take that very near and dear to our hearts. So that's kind of how what our organization is about. And how we're different from Greek life. We are a registered student organization. We don't necessarily have like letters or like line names and stuff like that. We're just kind of, we have a process where, and that's kind of where people think we are similar to Greek life, but I wouldn't say it's as intense, so to speak. Like our main thing is just to focus on building a bond with each other and sisterhood through just different things that kind of more align with regular organizations and not really Greek life. So,
while holding such high ranking in various organizations, has your culture ever made it more challenging?
I would say in a bit, like coming from a Caribbean household where kind of people to an extent want you to like kind of be more willing to submit to other people. Kind of taking on my roles requires me to be more dominant and more of a leader in a sense. So I feel like in a sense that kind of clashed as growing up and always being the type to stand out and speak my voice and state my piece and always not want to go on the path as everybody else or what someone else tells me to do, because I know in my soul what I want to do and what's right for me. I feel like that kind of clashed a little bit with my culture at home, but ultimately I feel like my people are starting to see it for the best, and that I have a very unique skill set in how I'm able to lead and the impact that I can have on people from being on the front lines compared to following other people. So
speaking with culture, what's your favorite thing about your culture?
the food, boy. One thing about that Haitian food is gonna buzz every time. That griot with that bun on paste, that gonna hit around the clock.
How do you think FGCU can improve on campus cultures for minorities?
I feel like definitely being more receptive. I know they kind of feel like they're doing what they need to do, but as you know, people of color in different cultures, we know what we need. Like, we live this life. So when we're telling you that something isn't conducive to us that you feel may be right, I feel like it's important for them to listen. And sometimes they kind of feel like because they're doing something in general, that's enough. And that's not true. Like, we need more inclusive spaces. And I feel like they don't include us as much as they should, or put us on the forefront as much as they should, only when it feels necessary, and that shouldn't be the case. That should be something that you do around the clock, not only when it's like Black History Month or some minority holiday. Like, I feel like that's something that you should incorporate 24/7, 365, and I feel like they really need to be more receptive to that kind of energy that we give them.
Speaking of FGCU, what advice do you have for incoming minorities about FGCU or incoming freshmen in general?
I would say get out. I know it sounds so cliche, like everyone tells you that when you come to college or whatever the case may be, but you don't understand how important it is to, especially at a PWI and being a minority student, how important it is for you to find your people, because like I said, they don't normally include us as much, so you have to come find us. Like, you're not gonna see us all the time just walking around, and even if you do, reach out to someone, hey, are you a part of any organizations? How can I step out? How can I do this and that? Like, find your people, find your place, so you don't feel so isolated, and it will help you grow in your college experience. So that's my advice, because I wish I would have followed that earlier, because I didn't start getting into my involvements until like my last year, and I wish I would have did it earlier. So
what's a core memory created by FGCU for you?
I would say a core memory would be my graduation, definitely. It was a very big milestone, and I didn't expect myself to walk out with so many involvements, so many achievements. Like, I graduated magna cum laude, like honors college, and being a president, being a vice president. I didn't expect all of that to happen to me, because I came in and I didn't want to talk to anybody, if I was being honest. So kind of seeing that shift, I feel like that was definitely a core memory for me.
What do you plan to do now that you've graduated?
Now that I graduated, I plan to move back home. Firstly, I just want to spend some time with my friends and family and just catch up, because it's been such a hectic semester. So kind of just focusing on that, and then ultimately going into my career, either going into operations management or human resource management. So that's basically the next step for me.
And how does it feel to now be considered FGCU alumni?
It feels good. Respectfully, I was ready to go. So it's been a long time coming, and I feel like it was definitely, I put in the work that I needed to put in. So it's a very big accomplishment for me. So it feels really great.
And last but not least, this is more like an on-campus food question. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite place to eat on campus, if you have one?
I would definitely have to say the marketplace, where you build your own bowl. One thing about it, I'm hungry. That's the first place I'm going if it's available. I love me a little chicken bowl. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at Sinful Bliss. That's SYNFULL.bliss. Thank y'all.